Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
The proof that this has all been a setup, made to look like they killed each other, turn the timer on, I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. Need this last jiggy. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved?
Is it the right hand thing?
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Not this.
Let's see, plastic bag. Has Faraday's
check
blood
this?
on it.
What does it do if we check it? Just shows it?
Yeah.
No, yeah, they always show that a lot for, like, no real reason.
Yeah, it was a lot of work to model these, I imagine, that it doesn't generally do anything.
Interesting.
Fountain pen.
Okay.
Looks like it has a quality nib. Okay, let's
take a look at it.
Could there possibly be anything on here?
It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens.
That's the total opposite of me. I don't get these things at all.
I try to suck them like a lollipop.
They don't taste very good.
Well, I think the pencil behind your ear suits you just fine.
Your teeth all black. Lead is much easier to eat. Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth something.
That wasn't exactly a compliment, Detective.
I'm glad I have this. Okay, that's nothing.
Crime scene notes.
Press. Check.
Let's see.
Okay.
Faraday died of stab wound in the chest.
Whoa.
Shock. Rel died of a bullet wound to the chest, but there was no gunpowder burn. Okay.
Okay.
Don't see anything there.
Okay.
Prosecutor's badge. That's all. Yeah, that's the old thing. Other than a gunshot, he didn't hear a sign of a struggle.
Okay.
I believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was on his hand. The only thing I can think of is that the gun was in the wrong hand, but that already came up.
Yeah, I thought we proved like everything already, like to show that there's foul play here.
But Faraday.
Try this.
There's probably something in
Take
there.
that. This is that very evidence.
And exactly how is this related? It's not, motherfucker. It's not related, you fucking asshole. You fucking idiot. You're the fucking worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. You're the fucking disgrace to your family and your friends and everyone who's ever talked to you.
Ouch,
I actually came close enough to hit you that time. I got like right in your face. Okay, how is the third person involved? What does this say? This is not even...
This is just a newspaper.
It's just
doesn't
old.
tell you anything.
Detective Gumshoe. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a sign of a struggle.
Okay.
That doesn't do anything. Bullet was fired from a few yards away. Has Faraday's blood on it. Wait.
I guess check it. Is there something on it?
Maybe? Or, let's see. Blood here is from Mr. Faraday. There are no other things to be found.
Which begs the question, do I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence?
Oh, that's a good question. Is there something with, like, how would his blood get on the bag if...
Yeah, look at the picture.
Look at the picture. If that's Faraday's blood... So Faraday died instantly, and somehow has...
It's Faraday's blood.
Maybe like it had to have been tampered with for that to be there.
Yeah, because if they both just died on top of each other, then why would the bag be scattered with
Faraday
his blood
was
on it?
dead at that moment, so maybe.
Take that!
Okay.
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it, there were two answers. These two items point to the presence of a third person.
How so?
Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around.
Just to be silly.
Ha! 50 bag pickup! Tisku, tisku, tisku. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Oh, that's so scary. Murder's really scary, actually.
Close that window, it's so cold.
All the trauma of seeing two dead men has finally caught up to me.
I just realized I'm 13 and I shouldn't be seeing this.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation.
I'm not going to learn anything from this, I promise you that.
Yes.
Objection! Objection!
What the heck's up with you, pal?
Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest.
What? No, I really don't want to go to jail.
What's the meaning of this?
Ha! Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates.
I am very winded right now.
You need to calm down, Your Honor.
Don't you dare.
That detective claims he was there standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie.
I didn't see the exclamation point.
Yeah, we're just waiting. Everyone's looking at him.
Ms. Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement.
I'll let His Honor explain it himself.
I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you.
The courtroom's not that far away.
During the recess, listen, I haven't exercised in a while. There was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway.
What?
See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie?
Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday?
No! Of course not, sir!
It would appear as if one who sets this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Never mind that none of my theories were true. Let's just ignore that.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. I already said that.
Lisa needs braces. I don't thought of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of two men. Now spit out the truth or so help me. I'm gonna pull out this mirror.
I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest.
I'll bop you with the mirror.
Don't bop me with the mirror. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it! Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission.
Well, you're coming to my defense.
After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. Tisku, tisku, tisku. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly.
I just admire him in this moment.
Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Ankama, after all.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about?
Why he
probably...
wasn't? He said he was in the hallway, so it'd be the state of the hallway, I guess. Or motive?
No, like... So he doesn't have a motive.
Yeah. And he's claiming that he was in the hallway the whole time.
Why don't we do... I am curious about the motive. Because he has like no connection to this, pretty much. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything?
I fucking hate both of these men. I wish they were dead.
Every time I saw him, I was like, oh, I wish I could kill him.
I mean, I didn't do it, but I do wish that before I go to sleep every single night. No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir.
Is that a fact?
Objection. Why is her thing so
very deep voice?
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I'm telling you, I am not lying!
The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here.
Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation.
You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. It's like real court, wouldn't that be fun? It was about a week ago. I saw that detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit!" A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation?
You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge.
Quiet. We can't trust anything you say.
Holy shit, I will confess to anything. Don't look at me like that, sir.
There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Ms. Yu's perfect explanation may not be so perfect at all, or an explanation. Rebubble.
What is it? What did she say? It was about a week ago. Saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. Stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled. Okay, what were they yelling about?
Hold it! Wait, isn't Faraday... Oh, never mind. Mr. Faraday was upset.
Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often.
But there he was, totally beet red in the face.
It's not appropriate, he's dead. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right?
I'm completely innocent, I tell you.
The poor man.
It was quite the scene with this the detective. Stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you." A brand new detective suddenly get a salary cut. Okay, well, keep pressing.
Hold it!
I don't see no contradictos.
You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you?
Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him.
No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face.
But you do!
Huh? What have I got stuck on my face?
Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth.
Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Wow, you're kind of a dick.
Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun.
Ms. Yu, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now.
Sure, why not?
A brand new detective suddenly getting a salary cut? It's reason enough for a grudge.
Hold it! To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that.
I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Is that something you're gonna do for a long time?
Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier, too? No. New phone, who did this? I suppose I did.
It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth, which
2
is
pennies.
0. Actually, they owe the government money for being here. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. Just in public, he can go into a restaurant and just do that. Do you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people?
One time he walked into a Denny's and he fired the entire staff.
He said, everybody here is...
Out, you out.
And then he took over the whole Denny's and he burnt it to the ground.
It's called Manny's now. And also I'm burning it down for scrap.
Manny's for all of 2 hours.
Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier.
I cut everyone's salary.
Is there anything like...
Try this. I could try clicking through and see if
It
they
might
like
just be like an
It's like, I don't see anything.
I'll just press this one.
Hold it.
Why not?
You call your explanation perfect.
It's not to your liking.
Tisku, tisku, tisku. Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards.
Oh? Is there something you want me to clarify in that case?
What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Sure.
Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. There is one, hold on. So...
How Mr. Faraday was killed, motive for killing Mr.
Motive for killing Mr. Rel. Why'd he kill both of them?
Yeah.
I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel?
His motive for killing Rel? Like, I would know. I don't...
If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree?
Maybe she'll agree next time, or maybe she'll...
Nah, probably not.
What will she do?
Or maybe she'll say nothing and
Maybe
stare at
she'll
you.
walk out of the room and it'll be really awkward.